Alright, good night everybody. We are going to get into the last game of Group 2 stages. That is going to be between Set Sail for Epic Feel and Scrub Nation. Right, we are in lobby and the game has started. So yeah, this is going to be the last game of the Group 2 stages. Set Sail for Epic Feel already having 2 wins under their belt with 6 points. Scrub Nation needs to win this game in order to qualify for the next round without going into a 3-way tie for second place between Hyperspace Academy, Scrub Nation and We're Against the Will. And if that does happen, we unfortunately will have to, we decided to do a best of 3 for all the tied teams.
We do what we must.
Alright, so on the blue team we have Set Sail for Epic Feel, and on the red team we have Scrub Nation. So already being banned out Nami and Lee Sin for the blue team, and on the red team they're banning out Zillion and Bran, focusing I think on the both support champions. Also Bran could also be used in mid lane.
Are you certain?
No cure for fools.
Alright, so LeBlanc banned out with also Yasuo. And this is going to be the first pick for the blue team. And it's going to be Caitlyn locked in. For the blue team, and it's going to be Bard locked in for the red team, which is a range support. Take you on some magical journeys. Let's see what the AD carry. Okay, so they're gonna pick up the jungle first, and that's gonna be Rek'Sai. And back to the blue team now. Just waiting to see who. It's gonna be Kennen locked in, probably in the top lane or jungle. Jungle Kennen? Yeah, because Vigilon does play jungle, so it looks like a jungle Kennen, but he's got teleport, smite. No flash engage there for the Kennen if he does end up going jungle Kennen. Or actually no, he could be swapping because Vylon doesn't play Caitlyn, so I think they are going to swap. Oriana actually being locked in there for the mid lane, and Lord CHS normally plays top lane, so I think Lord CHS will go Kennen, Oriana in the mid, and Caitlyn in carry. And it's for red team, Shen is being locked in. He's probably gonna go top lane. May have to face that Kennen. So arranged versus that melee champion. We'll see how he does if Kennen actually ends up in the top lane. And the next ban for red team is going to be no ban. Okay, so the timer ran out there and they did not ban out the character. So Tristana being banned out for the blue team. And we hope that Surfinor has not DC'd.
Come on, I won't hurt
Okay,
you.
he hasn't
I
DC'd.
promise.
Olaf is actually banned out. So back to the blue team now. The last man is going to be Sandra. Carrying it back to now the red team. So just gonna look at some of the picks. Scrub Nation. This is the first time Scrub Nation is going to be playing Shen in the top lane, because Stinger actually played Javan and Darius in the top lane for the last 2 games. Shazos has played Gragas and Lee Sin, and he's chosen to go Rek'Sai this game. Red team now, Lucian being locked in there. This is going to be the first time he will play Lucian. He played Caitlyn and Tristana before. And Blitzcrank being locked in for the 4-set seal. That's good. This is going to be the first appearance for Blitzcrank in this entire tournament. Because Meraki, I think, who is the sub support. Yeah, this is going to be the first Blitzcrank. And back to Scrub Nation. Have we seen a Bard yet from them? Yep. Surfino did play Bard against We Against the World, and he did end up doing pretty well. He'd got 2 kills, 1 death, and 11 assists. So we'll see how he plays off Bard in this game. And Enigma has picked Ahri, so I think this is also the first time we are seeing Ahri coming out in GamesCon, because he did play Orianna last game against Hyperspace, and before that he played Jace. So first time Ahri coming out for Scrub Nation. And let's go now to Setsia for Epic Fail. In the last 2 games, which were against We Against the World and Hyperspace Academy, Lord CHS went Lucian in the top lane actually, and Kennen. He is picking a Kennen again, so this will be his 2nd time playing Kennen. And he actually ended up 2 kills, 1 death, and 5 assists, so that was pretty good on top lane. In the jungle, Vigilon actually played Rek'Sai before and Gragas, so this is his first time going to play Warwick in the jungle. In mid lane, which is going to be Timmy, first time I think, yeah, he played Galio before with Swain, so this is the first time we're going to see him on Orianna. And Merakai, who's his sub, is playing Caitlyn with Vylon in the bot lane, playing Blitzcrank for the first time. He played Zillion and Zyra before, against Hyperspace and We Against the World. So seeing some new picks coming out from both teams. We'll see how this matchup goes. Let's look at some of the compositions. Warwick has that good lockdown ult. Orianna and Kennen ult could work very good. Blitz also has the silence ults. So I think overall they have a good AoE composition for the blue team, and for red team we have Shen ult to be able to protect some of these squishies like Bard, Lucian and Ahri. Rek'Sai has the good knockup, and also I think they have a huge map presence. They have Rek'Sai's ult with Shen's ult, so they will have some huge map presence. Bard has the lockup. He could either go for the engage to get somebody locked up in an area, or he could look to defend his own people from a good range. Ahri will always be a slippery one, so we'll see how Blitzcrank is able to deal with that, either with the knock-up, grab, or silence. So I think both teams look pretty good. We see Okay. So, just looking at some of the stats from earlier games, Lord CHS is doing pretty well in top lane. He has a KD of 8.5. Vigilon with a KD of 22.0. In the mid lane, Timmy is at 21. AD carry Cruises at 4.6. However, he's being subbed out by Marakai. And Vylon with a huge KD of 27. So Setsail having some pretty big KDs. They're actually topping the charts right now for their respective lanes, except for Convict, who in one game was able to get a KD of 9 in the top lane. In jungle, Vylon still remains on top. Timmy remains on top in mid lane. AD carry actually X-Gen's Kamwa is now on top with a KD of 17 compared to Cruiser, who's on 4.6. So that's a huge difference. And in support, Vylon again with 27. Second to him is King Uzu of Action with 13. And then looking now at Scrub Nation's team, we're seeing Sting in the top lane with a KD of 3.0. Shazor's in jungle with 2.5. Enigma in mid with 4.6. Itadaki Masu with a KD of 1.7. And Sufino with a KD of 3.0 as a support. The support actually has a higher KD than the carry and the jungle. So we could definitely see who's not been dying very much. He only actually has 6 deaths compared to some of his other teammates, which are in the 7, 10 and 11 deaths. Alright, so we are into the loading screen and just have to wait to load up onto the rift. Again, this is the last match of Group 2. If this is the determining game that will decide who goes on to the next stage. Setsail already have a foot in the door with 6 points. They have already qualified. It's now up to Scrub Nation to try to win this game to move on to the next round as well. Alright, so we have loaded onto the rift. And blue team with a Blitzcrank. We could see an invade coming out here, possibly for the hook over the wall. Probably look to steal the blue buff from the enemy red team. But they're taking a different path. Blitzcrank placing that ward right in the river by Dragon Pit.
30 seconds until minions
And red team placing a defensive ward in the brush of the bottom half of the river. So no invade coming out here. Lord CHS in that river bush in the top half, playing a defensive.
minions have spawned.
So Warwick is gonna start with his blue buff, his red buff, and Rek'Sai gonna start with his blue buff. Alright, so both AD carries and supports making it to their lane. Oriana already getting through here. Oriana putting out some harass there. Oh, nice hook there from Blitz. Caitlyn getting that crit hit onto the Bard. Warwick already completing his blue buff, making his way top lane for a gank. And those CHS getting 2 stacks. Warwick coming in. He's gonna get the fair. Shannon forced the flash there. And I'd say that's a successful gank for Warwick. He's actually still searching for... He's gonna sit there while Shen recalls. Rek'Sai looking for a gank in mid lane. Wasn't able to get the flash off of Orianna, but still providing some pressure there. Both mid laners pretty even in CS right now. Warwick taking the enemy's golems while Rek'Sai just finished off Scuttle in the bottom river. Warwick now making his way through the enemy jungle. Placing a ward by Wraith Camp, looking for a gank here in mid lane. AP just decides to go for Scuttle, and Orianna doing some good damage onto Ahri. She's now only on half health. Rek'Sai in the bottom lane, bottom side of the river. Warwick looking for a gank still in mid lane. Rek'Sai is right there to support in case she gets jumped on. Oh, and look at that damage. Nice charm from Ahri. Force the flash. Nice knock up there. They're gonna get the kill onto this Warwick, and that's first blood for Enigma. That was a beautifully timed knock up there from Rek'Sai to be able to stop Warwick's charge onto Ahri. And Ahri was able to just follow up with the charm and get turret hits and get the kill onto Warwick. Meantime, Lord CHS in top lane poking the Shen down. He's already on only 400 health. And in bot lane, Blitzcrank looking for the pull, wasn't able to get it. And red team already have 1 kill. Going to Ahri, she's on 32 CS compared to Orianna's 36. Both of them recalling, picking up their lost chapter. And Shen kind of struggling up in the top lane. But has been able to maintain some kind of balance here. He's still on 27 CS compared to Lord CHS's 32. And in the jungle, Warwick has 22 compared to Rek'Sai's 21. Nice charm again there from Ahri. Exchanging some blows in mid. Orianna just popping her potion. And Caitlyn now looking to push up this lane elbow. Blitzcrank coming in for some pressure, gets the hook, knock up onto Bud, trap goes down, ignite, and Lucian heals, and Bard walks away. Rek'Sai, nice gank here, gets the knock up onto Kennen. Huge ult there from Kennen to stun the two. Warwick coming in to support, and they wouldn't get the kill, but that was actually a really nice time knock up into Shen taunt. Or just placing that control ward in the top river brush in mid lane. And Kennen now returning to lane via teleport. Blitzcrank looking for that pull onto Lucian. Just wide. And Orianna doing some huge damage now onto Ahri. Ahri missing her charm there. She's already popped her ult. So she's just gonna use her 3 dashes. Rek'Sai has the potential gank in mid lane. Orianna just clearing that ward. Ahri trying to get the charm again. She's pretty low on mana now, so blue buff, her blue buff is up. Is Rek'Sai gonna hand it over to her? It looks like he is. And yep, successful transfer of blue buff to Ahri. Caitlyn now in the bot lane, already on 55 CS compared to Lucian's 49. Both AD carries have yet to return to base. Blitzcrank still hasn't returned as yet. Oh, that's a nice charm there. Ignite going down from Ahri. Oh my gosh. Warwick flashing there to jump on her. He's not able to get the kill. But if Ahri would have thrown out that Q just a second earlier, she may have gotten the kill onto Orianna. She's pretty low. She's only on 180 health left. Rek'Sai coming in for a gank here. He's gonna go in. Flash gets a knock up. Ori. Oh my god. Ahri threw the Q in the wrong direction. But Ahri will still get the kill onto Orianna. So even with 2 kills up, red team is still pretty even on gold here. Both kills going to Ahri. She's recalled and she's gonna buy her Fiendish Codex. Lord Siege is getting that, just gonna be dominating that top lane. He's now on 71 CS compared to Shen's 46. This is about the third of time that Shen has to recall. And I missed that kill, but Bard is dead in the bot lane. The kill went over to Warwick. Warwick looking for a gank here in mid, will get spotted out by that control ward. He's gonna clear it though. Ahri is gonna come in, gets the charm, and wouldn't follow up after that. Oh, there's another control ward in that river brush, and Warwick again clearing that ward. Blitzcrank reaching deep into the enemy jungle, gonna get caught out there from Bard. Bard going to chase him down and do some damage, but he's just gonna let him race out of there. I'm liking the vision that red team and blue team are making. Both supports already have their sweeping lens, but I'm really liking the vision that both teams are focusing on in this game. Blitzcrank looking for a possible gank in mid lane. Rek'Sai putting down that control ward, making sure that he's not seen. He could get a counter gank here onto the Blitz, and yep, and there it is. Blitzcrank trying to get the engage there, wasn't able to land the grab. Bard gonna take that magical genie just to clear that control ward. Blitzcrank coming in. Warwick looking for a gank in mid lane. He's just not getting that successful gank in mid lane. He's having a really hard time. Blitzcrank gonna get caught out, gonna knock up onto Bard. Rek'Sai coming in. The focus now. Wow. Rek'Sai focusing down that Blitzcrank. Bard and taking some huge damage there, but Shen's gonna ult, and it's now a 5-man team in the bot lane. They could either look to swing for Dragon or try to push out this bot lane, and I think the focus is gonna be Dragon. Why not? Shen uses ult. They have superior numbers here. They're gonna try to get this kill onto Ori. That's a nice shock wave. Ori is gonna get the kill. Shen picking up that kill onto Warwick. Oh, he's gonna get pulled there from Blitzcrank. But Orianna is gonna pick up the kill, and that's a double kill for Ori. And meantime, Lord CHS on Kennen is gonna get the first turret of the game in top lane. Red team had the perfect setup to be able to do Dragon there, but they chose to go after the kills instead. Wasn't able to get the kill onto Orianna, but actually gave her a double kill, and also they lost their first turret in the top lane. Shen unfortunately dying because he's the only one with teleport on the team. He could have played the defensive teleport, but he got pulled from Blitz into the turret and ended up dying. Alright, Warwick and Blitzcrank stealing the enemy's blue buff now. Could set up here for Dragon. Rek'Sai is in the top half of his jungle. Actually, yep, Warwick is gonna start the Dragon. There is no weird vision from the red team, but Rek'Sai, I'm sure, will see that his blue buff is missing. And this may be an uncontested Dragon for Warwick. Yeah, Rek'Sai making his way down mid. Yep, that's gonna be uncontested. And it's the first streak at 50 minutes to the blue team. Warwick looking for a gank here. Oh my gosh, Bard missing that ult! And that's gonna be a dead Lucian. Teleport coming in from Shen behind. They're trying to get this turret. They are going to get this turret. Shen getting a nice taunt there onto two members of the team. Lord CHS doing the teleport. Ari very low. Kennen coming out with the ult, getting the kill onto Ari. He's going to get knocked up from Rek'Sai, but Orianna is going to pick up the kill onto Shen. And blue team just going to collapse here onto this red team. But the only surviving member gets a stun onto Orianna and Warwick, but it just isn't enough. And that's 4 kills going towards the set sail for Epic Field to make them 8-4 and a 6,000 goal lead. Possibly gonna get the second tier turret in the bot lane. The culling coming down from Lucian. Not enough damage, but at the same time with the minion wave, he was able to stop them from getting that turret. I wouldn't count red team out just yet. I think they still have it in them. They are down in goal, but I think with some good teamwork they can come back into this game. Kennen now on 2 kills And 0 deaths. Shen with 1 and 2. Warwick 1 and 2. Rek'Sai 1 and 1. Orianna with huge now. She's on with 4 kills, 1 death. Ari with 2 and 2. Caitlyn 1 and 1. Lucian 0-1. And both supports no kills. But 5 assists to Blitz and 2 assists to Bard. Blue team looking to get Rift Herald here. The traps are laid down there from Caitlyn. Bot lane is gonna take a while to get there. Would Rek'Sai look to go and steal? They have no vision. No. Warwick's gonna get that Rift Herald. And red team kinda need to regroup now and try to focus, get the picks, and get the objectives as well. They have yet to get a turret. And they are really losing the CS battle as well. 128 CS to top lane compared to 84. And Orianna with 145 compared to Ari's 111. Caitlyn with 125 compared to Lucian's 97. Caitlyn completing an Infinity Edge already, while Lucian has completed his Blade of the Rune King. Blitzcrank looking for a gank. Yeah, he's gonna pull. Wasn't able to land the pull, and in top lane, Reparo has been on Ace in the hole coming out from Caitlyn, looking for Bard, but gets the Lucian instead. Trap. And Orianna making through. We top now with Blitzcrank. They're looking for a blood here. Blitzcrank missing that pull. And it's going to possibly be a siege here in the top lane. Oh my god, Ori, what? Ori trying to step out there to get a good ulto. Unfortunately gets shut down. And Ari getting pulled from Blitzcrank. He'll fall to Blitz. She will fall to Blitz. Kennen getting that second tier turret in the bot lane, while their top lane now is being sieged. Red team finding it very hard here to regroup to defend even their own turret, far less get an enemy turret. Wow, that Caitlyn damage or Bard is really low. But yeah, they're gonna get the second tier turret in the top lane as well. And Kennen just out farming the Shen really huge now. He's completed a Blade of the Rune King as well. And red team, Scrub Nation, they need to get a good team fight, possibly get an ace. Rotate, get Baron for them to be able to stay in this game. Oh, a nice shockwave there, gets a pull from Blitz. And ace in the hole. Caitlyn gets the kill. Blitzcrank again, trying to get the hook. That's the 5th turret there for the blue team. In the meantime, Kennen is still bot lane pushing, while the rest of his team sieging mid lane now. Pings coming out onto the dragon. This is going to be the second dragon, and it's another water ocean drake. So blue team could get this uncontested. If I was red team now, I would look to swing to Baron. Give up the dragon to try to get the Baron. They will get spotted out though from the control ward, but it could have stopped the blue team from getting Dragon and to move on to Baron. Red team still finding it very difficult to push up. They still have not gotten a single turret. All three turrets have about 3000 health still. Warwick is, after his recall, has completed his gargoyle stone plate. Shen completing his Titanic Hydra. Ari has her Morello, while Ori has her Morello and completed a Banshee's Field. Caitlyn completing her Static Shield. And yeah, blue team looking to set up here for a potential siege again in the mid lane. Warwick just hanging out there in the top side. Blitzcrank trying to get that pull, wasn't able to get it onto the Lucian, and Kennen still pushing bots as usual. Except now Ari has come to defend instead of Shen. Blitzcrank trying that pull again, Bard taking that magical journey away. And it's now some damage being... Oh, look at that huge shockwave there from Orianna onto Lucian. Gets him down to about 200 health. No follow-up. And that's... Oh, actually blue team did try to start the Baron. Kennen still split pushing bot. He's gonna get interrupted from Shen. Gets stunned. They're going to chase this. Lucian is with Shen. The culling comes down, but Kennen is just too quick. And blue team able to complete that 6th turret in the mid lane. That'll be the 2nd tier turret in the mid lane. Again, focus is now on Baron, Caitlyn, Warwick. Starting the Baron. Kennen recalled. He has TP up, so that's not going to be a problem. Orianna not focusing that Baron, but actually looking to try to go a huge shockwave there. Huge damage onto Lucian and also to Shen. He's playing more the defensive. Bad, nice ult to stop the Baron. Rek'Sai still looking for a possible steal here. Not able to get it. Warwick getting the Baron. And Caitlyn picks up the kill onto Rek'Sai, while Shen is going to be chased by this Kennen. And the lone surviving member, Enigma, with Ari. For the red team. Blue team with Baron buff, 4 members in mid lane. Could possibly get this inhibitor turret. Flash. Oh my god, that's a hook onto Lucian. Warwick gets the ult, but he's able to get away. Oh, nice, huge shockwave there. 4 members very low. Kennen finishing up that kill onto Bard. Caitlyn in the meantime pushing up top lane. Gets the inhibitor turret, focusing the inhibitor now. Kennen finishing that inhibitor in mid lane. Gonna focus now on the Shen top. Get the kill, and the inhibitor is gonna fall next. And this looks pretty much like GG. Kennen focus rotating now to bot turret. That inhibits the turret. Wow, that's static shift from Caitlyn. That's some huge crits coming out there. Get the inhibitor turret. Focus is now onto the inhibitor. Bard gets the ult onto Caitlyn. Ari trying to get the kill. Flash coming out. And that's huge. That's going to be pretty huge. A big ult there from Kennen. And all three of their members still living. They're now going to chase down Shen, the lone surviving member of Scrub Nation. That's it with inhibitor. Focus is now on the Nexus turret. One Nexus turret down. Second Nexus turret being focused down now. And this is going to be GG. What a game. So set seal for Epic Field picking up their third win in Group 2. They're gonna have a perfect 9 points going into the next stage. Scrub Nation unfortunately losing. I think they really lost it after that that dragon play at about 15 minutes. They just started to slow down in terms of CS. They did get the first blood. They did get the next kill in for Ari in the mid lane, but Ari wasn't able to capitalize on that as much, and she wasn't be able to help Roman gank, and it just, yeah, the blue team just were able to find themselves that Kennen in the top lane really pushing hard, and red team kind of fell apart after that 15-minute mark. So congrats again to Satya for Epic Field. You're now qualifying, the first team to qualify for the semi-finals and final stage to play at GamesCon on Saturday, July 8th. And we will have to now do another complete a best of 3 round robin for the remaining 3 teams in Group 2 to find the second place. And XGen and Hyperspace has already played in Group 1, so we have to see the other teams play in Group 1 as well. So only 1 week until GamesCon, and we hope to see some more exciting matches as the week unfolds, and we'll see the top 4 teams coming out to GamesCon 2017 on Saturday 8th of July at Nafrima College. So thanks for joining us everybody on the stream, and see you all then.